energy in the air at the start of the game, and that may have been a factor. But I saw two teams really competing, and we have gotten so much better at the defensive end over the last week or 10 days. And the Clippers, obviously, after last night's loss to San Antonio, I thought they came out and played a great defensive game. So maybe a combination of all that.
What do you think was the largest offensive issue for you guys tonight?
Just not a ton of rhythm or flow. I mean, we played a team that's going to be at full strength like they were tonight. One of the best defensive teams in the league with a ton of length, and so they did a really good job. I thought they played an excellent defensive game. They hounded Steph, and we couldn't find a rhythm. But I was really proud of the guys. I mean, they hung in there the whole game. Our second unit, led by Eric Paschall, came in, did a fantastic job in the fourth to help us take a lead, and we had a shot. But give the Clippers credit; they played really well.
He used Andrew Wiggins to guard Kawhi Leonard. Is he basically your prime wing stopper at this point when you're going against guys like Kawhi?
Yeah, Andrew and Kelly both. There's in this league you have to have size and length on the wings to guard people like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. So both Kelly and Andrew have been really good defensively. I thought they were excellent again tonight, and so it's a really positive sign. I love this team. I love our guys. They're great guys. They're competing like crazy. They're absorbing things. They're getting better every day, and it's fun to see them every morning when I come into the gym. So this is a really good group, and we're going to improve quite a bit over the course of the season.
Kate Rooney from Cron 4. You mentioned that you've seen these guys make some defensive improvements over the last couple of games. What adjustments have you seen them make?
I think Draymond's return is the biggest thing. Kate, he's the best defensive player in the world. He guards everybody. He keeps the defense connected. And so the combination of his return plus, everybody starting to understand what we're trying to accomplish defensively, I think that's the reason for the change.
CJ Peterson, San Francisco Examiner. Steve, you mentioned you like that lineup with Wiggins, Bazemore, Lee, Paschall, and Watermaker, particularly in the fourth quarter, that really kind of kept you guys around, especially when LA kind of threw their starters back in. What do you like particularly about that group, and what makes them really so tough as far as defensively and making some shots too?
Well, we've got shooters in that lineup, and we've got Eric Paschall to play through. We've sort of just discovered this lineup over the past week since Marquise's injury. It shifted Eric to the 5, and he looks very well suited to that role. He played 20 minutes. He got 14 shots up. So he's an offensive force, and with that group, he's got shooters around him, and we're going to get him the ball quite a bit. So I think it's been a good fit. I think Kent Bazemore has been fantastic. Mike Mulder came in, knocked down a shot in the first half, and gave that group a boost. But I like what the bench is doing overall.
What did you see out of Wiseman today?
I think playing against a great team like the Clippers, a team that has all that experience and length, and that does all that switching. It's not an easy team to play against for a young guy. So great learning experience for him tonight. Every day is a help for him. Getting game experience, seeing all the pictures in front of him, and being able to watch the film the next day and make adjustments from there.
Draymond's obviously done a ton for you guys since he's returned, but he's not really shooting much. He did it a little bit more in the second half, but do you need more from him as a scorer, particularly if they defend you like they did tonight?
I've never worried about Draymond as a scorer. He sometimes he scores, sometimes he doesn't. He does so much for us at both ends, defensively, obviously, and then offensively, he handles the ball quite a bit and great screen setter. And I think the thing with Draymond is, he's just now, I think, getting into the condition he needs to be in. He played 31 minutes tonight. I thought his conditioning looked better than it has, and as the conditioning comes, he'll have his legs underneath him. He'll start to get more aggressive offensively.
Hi, Steve. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Now the game's over, could you talk about how today impacted you as a coach and your team before the game, maybe even the start and now after the game, with what happened today in this country?
Yeah, I mean, it was so disheartening. I think everybody came into the arena this evening just sort of dazed. There was so much going on. The great news, this morning out of Georgia, for those of us who feel like change is needed in this country, those two victories in the Senate races were amazing news. And then all of a sudden to see the Capitol stormed without repercussion at the same time as the officers in the Jacob Blake shooting were not charged. It's such a blatant contrast in how people are treated in this country based on the color of their skin. Thousands of white people can storm the Capitol and not face any sort of obstruction from police. But heaven forbid a 12-year-old black boy carry a toy gun in a park, or a 15-year-old black boy walk home from a store with a bag of Skittles, or a young black male run through the neighborhood on a jog. Heaven forbid any of those things happen. But it's okay for thousands of traitors, basically, storming the Capitol, and we're not gonna put up any resistance. We're just going to allow it. So, a blatant display of the inequity in our country. And I think, given that the vast majority of players in our league are African American, it can only affect every single one of them deeply. It affects all of us deeply, but especially if you're an African American and you've had to deal with this type of injustice in your entire life and in your family's lives. So today was a very emotional day, and our players felt it, but I was really proud of the way they handled themselves, making their presence felt, and then coming out and competing and playing a basketball game. It's not an easy day.
Coach Kylan with Cron 4, you mentioned before the game you hadn't really talked to any of the players about possible demonstrations or anything like that. Were there any conversations in the locker room just about kind of how everyone's doing and, where the team is at? Yeah,
we had discussions in the locker room before the game. I also spoke with Ty Lue. We checked with each other to see, what the teams had planned, if anything. And as you saw, both teams ended up kneeling during the anthem as a sign of our concern for racial injustice. And I think there was an added message today, given the scene at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Just shocking scenes, and affected everybody pretty seriously. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, we'll have a few players in here. Certainly some combination of Wiggins, Pascal, Draymond, Weiss. I'm not sure if Curry's getting treatment or not. So players short. have names for everybody? Again, names, please.
Hi, James. Kareth Burke, NBC Sports Bay Area. Steve Kerr was mic'd up for this game, so we could hear him tell you, don't let your frustration impact your effort. What was it like getting that piece of advice?
Just trying to get through it. I was kind of frustrated a little bit, but I mean, I'll get through it. It's my rookie season, so I'll be okay.
What was it that you were frustrated by?
Just like the fact that it was like a lot of confusion on the offensive end. I was trying to wait on Steph to come off the screen, but he didn't come. So I was like, okay, should I make a move or should I wait on Steph? So that's how I got them turnovers and stuff like that. So it was kind of confusing to me. So I just got like really frustrated. So yeah.
Would you call yourself a perfectionist? How much space do you give yourself to learn?
Most definitely, I call myself a perfectionist because if I mess up one mistake that I know that I can make, I get very, very, very angry. So I just trying to get better, but that's just because I just want to be the best version of myself. So try my best every day to get better. So I feel that that's a plus. I believe so, but just don't be too much of a perfectionist to where I take myself out the game. So most definitely.
Hi, James. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. We saw you had that turnover on the top of the key, and then coach called you out, told you a couple of things. Could you take us through that conversation, what that was like?
Just trying to wait until Steph come off the screen, but he didn't come. So I was kind of in the middle, like, should I make my move or should I wait on Steph? And the play was taking too long to develop. So by the time that happened, Serge Ibaka ripped me, and then they got the score on the other end, and I didn't run back. So that was my fault. And I take the blame for my accountabilities, and he just told me to like make sure that I don't get frustrated and just get back on defense. But that's something that I can fix. That's nothing.
Was that the
James, what
toughest
are games like
defense you
this?
guys have faced? Would you say?
Say it again.
Was that the toughest defense you think you guys have faced so far?
Yeah, just trying to figure everything out, trying to figure out the schemes that they run. But I feel that the next game may be way better if we just, because like we go study film the next day and just do like a little pre-runs, extra pre-runs and stuff in practice. So we'll be fine.
James, what do you take from a game like this when you face such a physical presence as Serge Ibaka?
Just make sure that I'm physical as well. Just have that equilibrium, that equal balance, and just make sure that I just be physical as well. So
Are there ways you can take advantage of his physicality?
yeah, just use my agility. Most definitely.
James, I was wondering if the events today in the Capitol have any effect on you before the game or even during the game.
Say it again.
The events today in Washington, D.C. have any effect on you? How did they impact you today?
No, it didn't impact me, I mean, at all. Just like as humanity, most definitely. But we just have to focus on the game. And coming from my perspective, I pray that everybody is safe out there. But it didn't affect me at all.
Hey, James, how is the speed of the game going for you now?
The speed of the game is way better. Everything is starting to slow down. So I'm getting way better on the defensive end, most definitely. But I'm still trying to study film and just get better because I have a lot to improve on. So I'm not nowhere near where I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to just stay in the lab until I get better. And that's just how it is.
What are you most looking forward to for the rematch against the Clippers?
Just make sure that we watch more film, make sure that we just stay more in tune as a team and just have that chemistry, make sure we execute on both ends of the floor and just make sure that we just have that intensity the whole game.
All right. I think that's about it. Cool. Thank you, James.
Thank
Appreciate that. I'll keep you guys up here shortly. right, we've got Andrew Wiggins for everybody. Name and affiliation, please.
Andrew, what did it mean to you to take a knee before this game?
This means, we want change. That's the main result. We want change, equality. We want justice, most importantly.
Andrew, how do you feel like you did against Kawhi Leonard? I don't know exactly what his numbers were, but he shot a pretty low percentage.
I feel like I did okay. Could have done better. But he's a tough guard. He has a lot of stuff in his bag. Can score at all 3 levels. So I was just trying to make it hard for him. That was it.
Is that an assignment that you look forward to having, kind of defending the other team's top perimeter scorer?
I just know it's there every game. I know it's there every game. I know I got to bring it. Because if I take a break, take a breath, they're at my neck. So I got to stay with it, grind, and just stay on them, stay aggressive, make it hard for them.
Thanks.
Andrew Kylan with Cron 4. I know Steve Kerr was just complimenting the second unit tonight. How do you feel like that group worked together and is working together? And it looks like you've really been getting a lot more comfortable with, leading that group. How did you feel about that tonight?
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of positives tonight. We were moving the ball. Everyone's touching the ball, and we were getting after it defensively, most importantly. We were just maximizing on that. Everyone was together. The chemistry is building every game. Every game we're getting better.
Andrew, going back to this morning, did you see what took place? And if you did, what were your thoughts as you watched that thing unfold?
You talking about in DC?
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We get, as Black people, we get worse things done to us if we, peacefully protest. That's the crazy part. And I hope this just wakes up the world to let you know that there's no change. Nothing has changed. Let there be some Black people running there. They all have been shot before they even got to the building. That's the crazy part. But that's the world we live in.
Is it hard to shake that image when you're trying to go to work?
Oh, for sure. Because it's something you live this. Every day you go to work, every day you do your job, whatever you do, you got to know in the back of your head that whatever you do as a Black man, the outcome will be different than another race. So you just got to keep that in the back of your mind with whatever you do. That's the world we live in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you, everybody. We'll have somebody else up here shortly. All right, we've got Kent Bazemore for everybody. Name and affiliation, please.
Hey, Kent.
Ken, what do you like about how that second unit is kind of coming together now? It's like a small ball unit with Eric at the 5.
It's coming along, pretty well. I mean, we in practices we've been playing, much better as a unit, but it's starting to come together. We're starting to, get the playbook down, and guys are getting the spots a little bit sooner. And defensively is where we hang our hats, and we got plenty of stops tonight, and we're able to get out in transition. And having Eric at the 5, and with the court spacing we have as a unit, is very pivotal for us because he can create, and we can start the blender.
Hi, Ken. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. What are you most looking forward for the rematch against the Clippers in a couple of days?
It was a good measuring stick for us tonight. To have the start that we had and still have a chance to win. It speaks volumes for the growth of this team. We're definitely a different team than we were, a week and a half ago. And 3-0 probably won't have 13 points again. And to still have a chance there, says a lot about us defensively. And you gotta give the Clippers credit. They're a seasoned team, a ton of experience, and they just executed down the stretch. A little 4-point swing there late with Kawhi and free throws, and then Nicholas Batum with the 2 trays in the corner, kind of iced it for us. But we're close, and we got all season to get better. Just win the game you're supposed to win, and roll the dice against the better teams, and try to steal some here and there.
Hello, Ken. I would like to ask you, do you believe that this team is on the right direction, on the right way?
Yeah, I definitely think we're heading. You said we're heading in the right direction?
On the right way.
Yeah. I think we're heading in the right direction. I mean, the overall mood and moxie of this team is positive, and it starts at the top with Coach Kerr, very optimistic guy, and then our leader in Steph. We have nothing to hang our heads about. We're playing well. We're getting better from a day-to-day standpoint. Even our practices when we go through things, the dialogue from the guys has been a lot better. We're starting to talk about the right things. We're starting to see the right pictures, and it's been fun watching the guys grow kind of right in front of you. And the sky's the limit. James Wiseman is going to be one heck of a player in this league, and he's trying really, really hard, and we're proud of his effort. And once we get him going, and the sky's the limit for this team.
Coach said that the vibe in the locker room was difficult before the game with what happened today in Washington, D.C. How did it affect you?
It's definitely difficult. It's with everything that's been going on, even when I was down in the bubble, the NBA, the WNBA started off, and the NBA took a stance with the Black Lives Matter movement. And, hearing the news about Jacob, was, disheartening. Make a long story short, but it weighs heavy on us. We have a job to go out and play basketball, and at the end of the day, it's just a game. It's a game. We're going out doing what we love, but we have feelings too as human beings, and with the platform that we have, we care about everyone that looks up to us, and it's just crazy that we have to keep continue to go through these kind of things in order, to make change. But, we're going to stay the course, and we're going to still try to represent the people that look up to us, the best way we can. All right.
Great, thank you.
All right, guys.
We'll have one more up here, probably either Curry or Draymond shortly.
2 hours.
Yeah. for everyone and name and affiliation, please.
Hey, Dre, Jason with Crown 4. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, man. Was it difficult getting up for today's game, given all the events in our nation's capital?
Man, wouldn't necessarily say difficult getting up for the game due to the things that's going on. Obviously, it's somewhere in your mind. It's ridiculous and, all of those things. But overall, we still got to play better than we played today, although I thought defensively we were pretty good. We just need to be better offensively.
What did you think about what happened today in DC?
I think it was ridiculous. It's baffling to see the reaction that the law enforcement had and whoever else was involved from a authoritarian standpoint, to see the National Guard standing on those same steps when there was a peaceful protest, and now to see a terrorist attack and no National Guard, it just goes to show you where this country is, where this country has been, and probably where it's going to stay, to be quite honest. Nothing's changed. I think, through social media and all of these, different things that we have at our fingertips today, you're more aware of things, but nothing's changed. This is the same America that it's been. It's no different. I've seen a lot of things of shoot them like we would have been shot. I don't think that's the right thing to do either. I think stop shooting us. No, I think that's more the battle cry than necessarily shoot them like we would have been shot. Just stop shooting us. And ironically, the news that's come out of Kenosha and these places, within the same 24-hour span as that happens, and then you kind of see that, it's just like a slap in the face and almost a fuck you to every Black person in America who goes through these things. It's almost like they want to show you that they have power and, and want to show you that I can say fuck you and there's nothing you can do about it. And so, that's just what this country is. That's what this country's been. And like I said before, that's where this country probably will stay.
Draymond, Marcus Morris said post-game that he thought kneeling tonight wasn't enough. He thought that the game shouldn't have been played. What do you think should have been done, and what do you think the league has to do?
I don't think the game should have been canceled. We have a job to do just like everyone else. If we're not canceling school and canceling everyone else work, then ours don't need to be canceled either. That's not the answer. And no disrespect to Marcus, by the way, that's his opinion, and we're all entitled to our own opinion. And so no disrespect to him and his opinion. My sentiments just, my opinion is just a little different. I think there's always kind of this cry on cancel the NBA game, protest the game, don't go play. But if we're going to protest these games, if we're not going to go play, then everyone in America has to be on the same thing. It can't just be like, oh, the NBA canceled the game and they didn't play, and everyone else just go to work. That's not the answer, in my opinion. And I think the NBA is doing what the NBA can. We speak up. We do all the things that everyone has been doing. But at some point, we need lawmakers to change laws. It just goes to show the policing system was built against Black people, Black and brown people. And that's the reason those reactions are different. That's the reason someone can walk or run or bust their way through or whatever into the Speaker of the House office and put their feet on the desk like they're sitting at home on their couch. And nothing happens. And we, stop calling them people protesters. They're terrorists. They're not protesters. Protesters is what you saw when we saw 500 National Guard members standing on those same steps when there were Black and brown people saying, we just want to be treated equally. That's a protest. Storming into a building and busting out windows and carrying podiums and all that other stuff, that's not a protest. That's a terrorist attack. And so stop using stop describing those people the same way you describe someone who just stand there and make a chant and say, we want justice, we want peace. Stop using the same word. It's disrespectful, it's ridiculous. And it's shameful, to keep calling them protesters. Not fucking protesters, they're fucking terrorists. Great. Y'all have a great night.
That's it for tonight. We have practice tomorrow, 11 o'clock. We'll have coach and a couple other folks after probably around sometime between 1 and 1:30. If you got any requests, shoot them my way, and we'll go from there. Take care. Good night.
Thanks, Raymond.